Hi, singers. How are you? Hello, hello. Happy Saturday. When you pop in, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I want to give you a shout out. I want to be able to say hi and welcome you. Thank you for stopping by. Happy Saturday. I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas. We'll give people a couple of minutes to pop on. Be sure to say hi in the chat when you hop on so I can welcome you. And let me know where you're watching from. I am going live from South Carolina. So I am not at home right now. And it was really interesting trying to get set up for the live since I'm not at home and don't have my usual setup. But it was fun. I had to be creative to find a way to do all of this without the tripod and etc. So when you pop in, say hi in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to welcome you and give you a shout out. It's Saturday, the third day of Christmas. There are 12 days of Christmas, and this is the third day of Christmas. This evening, I thought it would be fun to talk a little bit about public speaking because I'm a voice coach. So that means I coach singers how to sing, but also professional voice users that need to use their voice in speaking as well. Hey, Rachel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for saying hi. Let me know where you're watching from. I'm here in South Carolina, so I'm away from home. I'm staying with family out of state. Dr. Jim Preston says hello, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Happy Saturday. Y'all, when you pop in, let me know where you're watching from so I can give you a shout out. Let's see. IDK, hi, welcome. Terrence from North Carolina, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So I'm in South Carolina, just one state below. James, welcome. Glad you're here. Oh, Dr. Jim Preston, South Carolina. Very good. Very good. I'm glad you're from South Carolina as well. I'm not from South Carolina. It's just where I am right now. James, yes, glad you're here. Hi from Texas. All right. I love Texas. It's the state of my birth. I was born in Texas. So welcome from Texas. But I really live in Pennsylvania. Very good. I'll be in Pennsylvania actually in a couple of days. So glad. What's up? Sup from Arizona. Very good. Welcome from Arizona. I love it. Thanks for being here, y'all. Let me know where you're watching from so I can give you a shout out. Before we start our vocal topic for the evening, I'm at my aunt's house. Very, very good. Excellent. I hope y'all have had an incredible holiday and a great Christmas. New York. Adara Wright watching from New York. Welcome, Adara. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Very good. I will actually probably be in New York City for a day next year. Sorry, not next year. It will be before the new year. It will be next week before the new year. Took 10 hours to drive. Yes, that's a long drive from South Carolina or even North Carolina to Pennsylvania, especially if you're in the northern part of the state. Rachel says, my mom died. Oh my gosh, Rachel. I'm very sorry. That's really, really hard. I'm very sorry to hear that. Y'all, thanks for being here. I hope you had a fantastic Christmas. No, I'm not by Myrtle Beach. I'm on the I'm staying right now on the western part of the state. Potion G7T says, hi, hey, thanks for being here. I'm glad you're here. Very good. I've been to Myrtle Beach, but that's not where I'm staying. What is this live stream about? Well, I am a professional singer and voice coach. And so I talk about all kinds of topics related to the voice and related to singing. And tonight we're going to chat a little bit actually about public speaking, since I'm a voice coach. I teach more than just singing. I also teach about how to use your voice as a public speaker. Most of us, especially if you're a leader in your field, you're going to need good, solid public speaking skills. So that's part of my profession, is to coach people on public speaking. T-Max TV66, how are you asking, like, for public speaking? Welcome, by the way. I'm glad you're here. Oh, it's nice to live near water. Very good. Wait, what do you sing? Well, actually, I am trained in opera, oratorio, art song, classical singing, musical theater. But I sing lots of different kinds of things. I like all kinds of music, and I teach my students all different genres. Gojo67 says, hi, hello, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Y'all, let me know where you're watching from so I can give you a shout out. I'm here in South Carolina, actually, visiting some family. So I'm not in my home state of Tennessee. Hi, Beth, says Ball Striker. Hello, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Let me know where you're watching from. Yeah, how to be a public speaker. It's an art that you have to develop. And so we're going to talk about that tonight. Yes, I'm a teacher, I'm a music director, and I'm a professional singer. Yes, I can sing. Absolutely. I want a bit more bass in my voice. How? Well, part of your instrument and is the way it's built, is just kind of like the way you're constructed. However, if you want to access some of those deeper, richer tones, you can do that by like opening up some of the yawny space in the back here. Ball Striker says he's from Florida. Awesome. Very good. Love Florida. We like to vacation there like a million other people, right? It's a beautiful state. It is so warm, y'all, in South Carolina right now. I keep joking that it's like having Christmas in Florida. It's so warm. I'm watching Worst North America. You're watching Worst North America. Does that mean you're watching from somewhere in North America? I love doing the live streams because we have people sometimes from all over the world watching. It's so much fun. I am from Morocco and I will listen to you. Well, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. We're glad to have you. Very glad to have you. Yes. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, most of our viewership is from North America, but it's fun. That's why I love YouTube. It's like we can connect with people from all over the globe. It's such a cool way to. Oh, cool. You just taught me something new. I don't know my, let's see. Yeah, I don't know where that is. Gojo, help me out. Where is that exactly? State, country, are you in Canada? Are you in the US? I know you said North America, so very good. Sleeping at my grandma's house tonight. Oh, enjoy being with your grandparents. That's fantastic. I'm in South Carolina with my husband's family. Public speaking was my toughest class to get through in college. Yeah. Public speaking strikes terror in a lot of people. It really does. And, there's a whole art to like how you construct your talk, right? And I've got a book that I'm going to show you. It's actually kind of a vintage book that I picked up, but it has a lot of just timeless principles in it. But what I am going to talk to us more about tonight is the vocal aspect of it. Like, what do you actually do with your voice so that you can sound confident, so that you can command the attention of your audience? because our voices, they say a lot about us. And if we're not confident, it's hard to, it's hard to build trust with our audience. It's hard to keep their attention, especially in such a digital age when there's so much vying for our attention at any moment. Let's see. Yeah, absolutely. It's like a little town, Avoca. Am I saying that right? Avoca is like a little town that I live in. I have a friend that lives close to me. Actually, okay, Avoca. Avoca. I'm going to look that up. Very cool. It's fun to learn about different parts of the country, different parts of the world, for sure. Very good. All right. So typically in my live streams, we'll do a singer stretch. So we'll just get a good stretch and we'll do some kind of warm up or cool down with our voice. But tonight we're just going to jump straight in to the topic at hand. I'm going to show you kind of a vintage book and methodology that is timeless. And we're going to read a little bit of it and talk through a little bit of it. And then we'll do a cool down at the end of the live stream. Knowing your subject matter helps research. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the part I'm not going to talk so much about tonight. More like how you actually deliver once you've done your prep. Nerves affect the voice too. At that age, I was overwhelmed. Now, no big deal. Oh yeah, isn't that the truth? When you're young and nervous, yes, so true. Yeah, nerves affect the voice greatly, both in speaking and in singing. It's just something we have to learn how to deal with, isn't it? Yeah, very good. Well, some of you that have been around for a while are going to recognize this name. Wait till you see the cover on this book. And I wish I had a way, it will be flipped in the screen, but the artwork is kind of a dead giveaway in terms of how vintage we're talking. This is called The Quick and Easy Way to Effective Speaking. And it's based on the writings of Dale Carnegie, who was a very successful business person and coach, leadership coach. And so he talked about all things related to building your confidence and in terms of the way you present yourself in business and beyond. So I have a couple little excerpts that I wanted to share with you. By the way, if you're just now popping on, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. My name's Beth, and I'm a voice coach. I'm a professional singer, and I teach mostly singing, but I absolutely have to work with my students on speaking voice as well. So that's our topic for tonight. You have to take control of it. Yeah, of your nerves. Yeah. You have to really have the right mindset, I think, when you're going into it. You are the first one who ever listened to one of my comments from a YouTube live stream. Well, I am so glad, because you should be listened to. You deserve to be listened to. And I really appreciate you leaving me a comment. It means a lot to me that you're here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So somebody said earlier, I think it was Ball Striker, I think it was you that was talking about, I'm going back in my comments to look, about prep and how important prep is. Let's see. Jennifer, welcome. Hello, hello. It's good to see you on here. I'm glad you're here. Jennifer, am I remembering correctly that you're from Tennessee? Remind me. I feel like you're a Tennessee sister, if I remember correctly. I'm actually in South Carolina right now on the holiday, but from Tennessee most of the time. So topic tonight is public speaking. And somebody in the comments, I think it was Ball Striker, if I remember correctly, was talking about how important it is to know your topic, to research well. And I can just give a real hearty amen to that. Do you know Chris Brown? No, I don't think so. Are you talking about like a famous person, famous singer, Chris Brown, actor? I don't think their streamers engage with their audience enough, but you do. Well, I'm glad. To me, Ball Striker, to me, that's like one of the most fun things about YouTube is the community that we build and like getting to know people that we never normally, would have gotten a chance to. A famous singer. Okay. Yep. Yep. Thank you. Yes, the name was familiar. My kids, I'm sure, would laugh at me for not knowing. I was like, I'm familiar, but I teach college voice. I'll just tell y'all so you have a little bit of frame of reference. So most of what I'm teaching is like musical theater stuff or classical singing, like opera, oratorio, art song, things like that. But then my full-time job is I'm a director of music in a church. So I lead a lot of choirs. So I lead a lot of choral music and do a lot of, I wouldn't say maybe a lot, but I definitely, do my fair share of public speaking, certainly in worship leading. Okay, let's see. Yes, I have an Apple Watch and the back screen is Chris Brown. Oh, you're a fan. Very good. That's awesome. Okay, I'm going to look him up and make sure I'm really well schooled on that. Okay, on Chris Brown. So here's the little section from this Dale Carnegie book on preparing in the proper way. And this has so many connections to singing and to preparing for performances, to preparing for auditions. So it's really helpful, I think, for any of us that use our voices. The principal speaker at a New York Rotary Club luncheon several years ago was a prominent government official. We were looking forward to hearing him describe the activities of his department. This part's painful, so just a little warning. It was obvious almost at once that he had not planned his speech. At first, he tried to talk impromptu. Okay, so he just tried to get up and like shoot the breeze. He like just tried to talk off the cuff and just make it up as he went along, right? Failing in that attempt, he pulled out of his pocket a sheaf of notes, which evidently had no more order than a flat car full of scrap iron. He fumbled a while with these, all the time becoming more embarrassed and inept in his delivery. Minute by minute, he became more helpless, more bewildered. But he kept on floundering, apologizing, trying to make some semblance of sense out of his notes and raising a glass of water with a trembling hand to his parched lips. So why parched lips? Anybody know why his lips would be parched in a situation like this? I like watching live streams too. It's fun. It's just fun to be together, like even if it's virtually, right? So his lips are parched because he's nervous as heck. And when you're nervous, your lips can get real dry. Your mouth, you ever heard of cotton mouth? Like when your mouth is like really dry. And so, exactly, Terrence, like so nervous. He was a sad picture of a man completely overcome by fright due to almost total lack of preparation. He finally sat down, one of the most humiliated speakers I have ever seen. He made his talk as Rousseau says a love letter should be written. He began without knowing what he was going to say and finished without knowing what he had said. So he goes on to talk about, after telling this really like awful story, how important it is that we know ahead of time what we're going to be talking about. And of course, he has a whole system of like how you prepare and knowing how to prepare. But that is so important for us as singers if we're going to give an audition, that we know our music cold. We need to know our character backwards and forwards. We need to know our if we're singing in a foreign language, we need to know our translation backwards and forwards. And then there's the actual music. There's the pitches, there's the rhythms, the text, all of it. We need to know it so well that we could literally roll out of bed and sing it, so that there are no nerves around that piece. The better prepared you are, the less nervous you will feel when it comes time to actually prepare. Okay, Gojo says that's what happened to me when I tried to do a speech in school, and I just got very nervous, so I ran off the stage. I know. And listen, anybody who tells you that performance anxiety is not real, that is a complete lie. Performance anxiety is so real. And I think most of the population struggles with performance anxiety. I mean, there are those rare unicorns that just love to be in front of a crowd and it's like they live for the stage, but I think that's the exception to the rule. Can you sing Handel's Messiah for us real quick? Well, one of the arias from Handel's Messiah that I sing is Rejoice Greatly, which is the big coloratura aria. And I haven't warmed up because I'm on vacation, but I can sing a little bit of it for you. It's like, rejoice, rejoice, rejoice greatly, rejoice, O daughter of Zion. I'm trying to think of, there's a really beautiful soprano aria there's several in Handel's Messiah, but I wish I had the score in front of me. Okay, I think I wish I had it right in front of me because I could sing it for you. Anyway, it's beautiful. There's like a mezzo aria before it, and then the soprano goes. He shall feed his flock. It's so beautiful. Only kidding, but thank you. Hey, you asked me to sing Handel's Messiah. I'm there. That's actually right up my alley. And then there's from the Easter portion, I know that my Redeemer liveth. I know that Redeemer liveth. It's beautiful. So there's like in Messiah, there's like the Christmas portion and then the Easter portion. But Rejoice Greatly, that's kind of was always one of my signature songs. Thank you, Terrence. That's so nice. Thanks, Gojo. You should see the culture of Moroccan voices. Oh, I'd love to. Absolutely. I love learning about how people approach singing all over the world. Absolutely. Okay, so from this book on public speaking, step 1, prepare, right? So make sure that you are ready. We're going to skip way, way, way ahead in the book. So this is a section towards the end called Delivering the Talk, okay? So this is actually a little bit about how you present vocally. He has this chapter that says, practice making your voice strong and flexible. And that's what I do on this channel. I give lots of warm-ups. I give lots of technical ideas and warm-up videos and things like that to help you make your voice strong and flexible. Hey, Ethan, welcome. Let us know where you're watching from. I'd love to give you a shout out. Thanks for being here. So, yes. Okay. Strong and flexible. We need strong and flexible voices for singing, but we also need them for public speaking. So in this book, the Carnegies, Dorothy and Dale Carnegie, are not talking at all about singing. They're talking about strong and flexible voices so that you can be an incredible, persuasive, successful, powerful public speaker. And this is what he says. When we are really communicating our ideas to our listeners, we are making use of many elements of vocal and physical variety. We shrug our shoulders, right? It's body language. Move our arms, wrinkle our brows, increase our volume, change pitch and inflection, and talk fast or slow as the occasion of the material may dictate. Okay, got it, Ethan. Yeah, let me know what state you're watching from. I'd love to give you a shout out if you're in the States, okay? It is well to remember that all these are effects and not causes. The so-called variables or modulations of tone are under the direct influence of our mental and emotional state. That is why it is so important that we have a topic we are excited about. So first of all, a topic we know, he says, and a topic we are excited about when we go before an audience. That is why we must be so eager to share that topic with our listeners. Let's see. And I preach this all the time, but we have to be passionate in our delivery. The last YouTube video I made was about how to be confident in an audition, how to be confident when we're getting in front of people. And one of those 3 points was we have to be passionate. We have to show the people that we want to hire us or the people that we want to give us the part that we love what we do, that we wouldn't want to do anything else. So make sure you're speaking on a topic that you're really passionate about. He says, since most of us lose the spontaneity and naturalness of youth as we grow older, we tend to slip into a definite mold of physical and vocal communication. We find ourselves less ready to use gestures and animation. We rarely raise or lower our voices from one pitch to another. In short, we lose the freshness and spontaneity of true conversation. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is so good. We may get into the habit of talking too slowly or too rapidly, and our diction, unless carefully watched, tends to become ragged and careless. Okay, say it louder for the folks in the back. Did you hear what he just said? Okay, so this book is written, I think the first publication is like, copyright 1962. And here we are in 2025, and like truer words have never been spoken. So first of all, do you all know what the term diction means? Terrence says breathe from the diaphragm. Yes, we definitely want nice, low breathing. Expanded rib cage when we inhale, deep breathing. Maybe I'll do a talk sometime on the diaphragm and all of the muscles of inspiration and exhalation so that we can have a really clear picture of how we breathe as singers and speakers. But the word diction is how we pronounce our words. As singers, we're usually thinking about it for singing. But in public speaking, we also have to have incredible diction. The way we use our tongue, our lips, our teeth, our jaw, right? Needs to be really free and flexible so that our speech can be understood. So he talks about how it can be easy to get too slow with our speech, too fast with our speech, to not vary our pitch levels. So if you notice, if you were to track my pitch levels as I'm speaking to you, I'm not just speaking at one pitch level the whole time. I'm actually varying the frequencies just the way I would if I'm singing. Like, just to use an earlier example of Rejoice from Handel's Messiah. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice greatly. Rejoice, O daughter of Zion. I'm changing my pitches like crazy because that's what the music dictates. When I speak to you now, I'm not using nearly as wide a pitch range, but I am changing my pitch. If you were to measure the frequencies, you would see that I'm altering my pitch levels quite a bit. To be fair, I just tend to be kind of an animated, bubbly personality, I guess you could say. And so that kind of comes with the territory with a personality like mine. But regardless of your personality, it is important that you speak with passion, that you speak with variety in terms of, dynamic levels, how loud, how soft you're speaking, how high or how low you're speaking, and then of course, the rate of speed. So these are all musical terms: dynamics, how loud or soft; tempo, how fast or slow; and then pitch, how high or low. Important for your public speaking. Okay, let's do a little more. Let's see. There's quite a few pages in this book I wanted to go over with you, but I'll save some of them for another live. Okay, so he says, in this book, you have been repeatedly told to act natural. Darn it, act natural. On the contrary, I say that we should be natural in the sense that we express our ideas and express them with spirit. On the other hand, every good speaker will not accept himself as incapable of improvement in breadth of vocabulary, richness of imagery and diction, and variety and force of expression. These are areas in which everyone interested in self-improvement will seek to improve. So again, there's all of these parallels with singing. I mean, when we're singing really fun texts or poems. And so there's all kinds of rich, hopefully, if you're singing stuff that's good quality, right? There's all kinds of rich language that you're singing. But when we're doing public speaking, of course, it's all language that we've created in our own minds and hearts. Let's see. Terrence says, I have a lazy eye. I went to a broadcasting class in Detroit. Oh, cool. A broadcasting class. That would be fun. I would find that very interesting. Hello, madam. Hello. Thank you for being here. Welcome. I'm glad you are here. Gojo says, I'm back. Okay, you got a dog. Cool. I've got 2 dogs too. I'm glad you're back. Welcome back. So let's see. I'll just finish with this last paragraph before we do a cool down, a singer stretch and a cool down. I'm doing great. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here. So just to refresh, if you just walked in, look at that vintage cover. Y'all, I found this at Goodwill this week and I was so excited to find it because I love to pick up books from thrift stores on, like, sometimes I find the really, really nice books on vocal technique or, singer posture and stretches and I mean, just all kinds of fun things. And this was a major score. He says, it is an excellent idea to evaluate oneself in terms of volume. In music, we say dynamics, pitch variation, okay, so the highs and lows, and pace, or the tempo, how fast or slow you're going. This can be done with the aid of a tape recorder. Okay, raise your hand in the chat if you still have a tape recorder. I think we might have somewhere at home. Maybe still have one. But I'm telling you, those little voice recording apps on your phone can be a lifesaver because you can practice speaking. Let's see, Gojo, you've got one? Very cool. You've got a tape recorder still. Yep. Hey, I grew up with cassette tapes. If you're about my age, yes. Okay, well, I am here doing vocal chats, so I hope that is helpful to you. Walmart. Oh, Terrence, Walmart still sells them. That's a good tip. I had no idea. I'm glad. Yeah, cassette tapes. Well, that was back in the day, wasn't it? But seriously, your voice recording app on your phone, record what you want to say on that and listen back and see, is it easy to understand? Do I need to improve my diction? How I pronounce my words? Do I need to improve my pacing? Am I going slowly enough that the audience can understand me? Because here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing we have to remember. I tell my singers this all the time. You have practiced your song a million times, hopefully, or a lot of times, right? In the case of giving a speech or delivering something in public, you've practiced it, you've prepared it. But when the audience hears it, they're hearing it for the first time. You have not practiced your speech in front of them 30, 40, 50, 60 times. They're hearing it for the first time. They need time to process it. So give them the gift of easy delivery that's not just at a breakneck speed. And of course, when we're nervous, we can speed things up. So we have to, somebody said earlier in the chat, we have to kind of take control of our nerves. In this case, we kind of have to take control of our pacing. My parents said, Grandma. Okay, well, thanks for being here. Take good care. I'm glad you were with us. On the other hand, it would be useful to have friends help you make this evaluation. So if you have somebody in your life and just say, hey, would you listen to this? Let me know. Can you understand me? Am I speaking slowly enough? Am I speaking too slowly? If it is possible to secure expert advice, so much the better, right? So if you can afford to pay a voice coach, someone who can coach you in your public speaking, even better. It should be remembered, however, that these are areas for practice away from the audience. Yes, we don't practice in front of our audience. We practice before that. To concern yourself with technique when you are before an audience will prove fatal to effectiveness. Once there, pour yourself into your talk. Concentrate your whole being on making a mental and emotional impact on your audience. And 9 chances out of 10, you will speak with more emphasis and force than you could ever get from books. So his point here is we do not just speak off the cuff or on the fly like that poor gentleman that I was reading to you about at the beginning of the live stream. We prep, we prepare, we do our work ahead of time so that we are not practicing the things we should have practiced ahead of time on our audience. That's going to set us up for disaster, to use my language. This is the best part, though. When he said, once there, pour yourself into your talk. And that's why preparation is so beautiful. Because if you've prepared, if your technique is solid, whether that's for singing or for public speaking, then when it's time to deliver, you can deliver and communicate with passion. You can deliver with love. You can deliver with power. You can deliver with effectiveness because you've done your work ahead of time. And like he says, making a mental and emotional impact on your audience. And I cannot think of a subject that you would be speaking on that you would not want to have a mental and emotional impact on your audience. So, words of wisdom from Dale Carnegie from, mid 20th century, early to mid 20th century, and still just such important words of wisdom for us here in 2025 as public or as professional voice users, whether that's professional singer, whether that's amateur singer, whether it's professional voice user, public speaker. Such good words of wisdom. So if you are just now joining us, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Let me know in the chat where you are watching from so I can give you a shout out. I'd love to give you a shout out in the chat. But we're going to wrap things up here, and we're going to do a stretch, like a little singer stretch, since for most of us, it's getting close to the end of the day. So it's good to do a cool down and a good stretch before bed so that we sleep well and so that we give our voices the rest they need. So we take really good care of our voices. So let's just take a minute, feel your shoulders nice and wide, and we're going to move our neck from side to side. So side, just really gently rotate your neck. Don't push, just really, really, really gentle. If you have your water or a cup of hot tea, take a minute and just get some water. As you drink, you just let your larynx slowly just kind of relax. Somebody had asked me to do a video on laryngeal massage, and that's something we have to do with a lot of care and caution. But if you notice, I'm just like very, very, very gently letting these muscles release. Okay, I'm going to take a little more water. Again, not only will that hydrate me, but it will let my larynx just kind of release downwards just a little bit. Water's so good for you, and it's free. So give your body the gift of water, lots of it. Inhale, and as you do this, we're going to feel our rib cage open up. Inhale. Exhale. Blow out your old air. Inhale. Exhale, blow out all your old air. Now we're going to take a minute and just massage your neck muscles. So just take a minute. A lot of us carry a lot of tension in our necks. So we're just going to take a second and just give a really good massage to our neck, shoulders. You can go all the way to your cervical spine, which is the very top of your spine, and just kind of find all those nice muscles on either side of your spine and just really give them a good massage to let all of this go before we start making any vocalizing. Okay, so now that we've given our neck a little massage, we're going to go back to the neck from side to side. Again, just be super gentle on yourself. If it hurts, then don't try to make it happen. All right, so we're just going to go side to side, real gently, real gently. One more time, side to side. And now take a deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Blow it out of your mouth. And we're going to do a little vocalizing on an oo vowel. So think O-O if you're an American speaker. O-O, oo. Notice that the lips are round for oo. Ooh. So we're going to go from do up to re and back down to do on an oo vowel. Ready? Sing it with me. Ooh. Now we're going to go up to mi and come back down. So do, re, mi, re, do. And if you're not familiar with solfege, check out my solfege videos. That's one of the best ways to teach yourself music, to hear music and to read music. Ooh, ready? Ooh. And just be as smooth and stretchy with your air as you can. Now let's go up to fa and come back down on an oo. Ready? Ooh. One more, and we're going to go up to so. So it'll be do, re, mi, fa, so, fa, mi, re, do. But all on an oo. Ready? And breathe. Ooh. Hey, Potion, welcome back. We're doing a little vocalizing. So we've given our necks a nice massage, and we're just kind of letting our voices cool down for the evening. I always do those on my live streams, especially if the live stream is in the evening. Very good. Yeah, we're so glad you're here. Glad you're back. So let's do, for a cool down, since most of us are getting ready for bed, we don't want to warm up the extremes of our range. So let's just we'll do the major chord. So in solfege, that's do, mi, so, mi, do. Let's try it on wah. So W-A-H, if you're an American speaker, wah, 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 wah. And notice my mouth shape for the wah. Notice how different that is from the oo. So for the oo, the cheeks are really pulled forward. The mouth is in this rounded position. But ah, okay? That's what it should look like. So wah, let's try that together. Ready? Wah, 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 wah. Let's go up one. Wah, 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 one up one. Wah, 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 one more. Wah, 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 wah. And now we'll just do some sighs. Sighs can be some of the most healthy, relaxing things we can do with our voice. And we'll do it on an E vowel. So it'll sound like this. E. And you don't have to do the same pitch as I did. Just find some pitches that are comfy for you. Try that with me. E. Now we'll do it on the oo. So the same exercise, but oo instead of E. Ready? Ooh. Now, ah, ah. Ready? Ah. And notice I went way down into my chest voice that time. Let's try it again and see if you can kind of go way down into your low voice. Ready? Ah. Okay, so I went all the way to the bottom of my voice that time. Very good. All right, so just a couple more breaths to just kind of let everything relax. This time, let's do arms overhead, right? So that we can stretch out a little more of our torso. I'm going to get a little more water. Grab your water. Make sure you're staying really hydrated. One of the best things you can do for yourself is drink a lot of water. All right, so inhale. And I don't have a lot of room here with my setup since I'm out of town. So we're going to inhale and we're going to arms overhead. You're going to reach and stretch out your torso. Exhale. You want to blow out all your old air. Let's roll those shoulders back a couple times. Okay, I'm going to turn a little bit so that I have room to stretch. Inhale, arms overhead. Reach, reach, reach. Now I'm going to take one wrist and I'm just going to kind of pull up out of my hip joint. Now I'm going to take the other wrist and just kind of pull up out of my hip joint. Exhale, blow out all your stress. Just blow it all out. Very good. We're going to roll those shoulders back and forward. Terrence, I am so glad that you found this helpful. What, Terrence, give me a little bit of context here. What kinds of things are you having to speak in front of your coworkers, like present to them, or feel free if you have any questions or if there's any ideas I can give you, I'd be more than happy if you feel comfortable sharing. But I'm so glad that this has been helpful. All right, so rolling those shoulders back and now forward. Just going to roll forward. Excellent. Team leader, very good. Good for you. That's awesome. I'm sure you're a great leader. You want to improve. I mean, that just shows so much about your character. So that's really awesome. Very good. Excellent. And like I said, I'm a voice coach. So most of my YouTube videos that you will find are on singing. So lots of music learning videos and singing technique videos and how to prepare for auditions and things like that. But you can use all of those vocal warm-up videos that I give for singing, and you can use those before you do your public speaking. Honestly, you could even do them in the car, like on the way to work, just kind of sing along with me, just to get your breath moving, to get your resonant spaces opened. I don't know if you're a singer or not, Terrence, but nobody has to know, that's your secret to getting your speaking voice warmed up for the day is just put those, like I said, I've got quite a few like vocal warm-up videos. I've got some shorts, but I've also got like some that are like 2 and 3, 5 minutes. And you can just do those videos, and by the time you get to work and have to, present to your team, your voice is going to feel great. It's going to be healthy. You're going to have stamina. You're going to be warmed up because you're doing all these exercises, that singers do. So sing me your best song from your videos or class. Please, I want to hear it. Well, somebody earlier in the video asked me to sing something from Handel's Messiah. And so I sang a tiny little clip of it. And he said, I was just kidding. I didn't really think you would do it. It's like, yeah, absolutely. Dorian, welcome. So glad you're here. Thanks for being here. We're towards the end of the live stream at this point. Today was on public speaking. So if you're just coming in, once it's uploaded, usually it takes about 12 hours for YouTube to process my live streams. But once it's processed by YouTube, I will upload it so that y'all can have access to it. And you can kind of get a feel for what we talked about today in terms of public speaking. Yep. Well, I will say, Potion, that there's only so much I can sing on here because I have to be careful not to sing anything that's copyrighted. I have to be careful. But you know what I could sing for y'all? It is the third day of Christmas. I could totally sing a Christmas carol to you because those are... Okay, Terrence, you take care. Yes, thank you. Yes, I will definitely try to have safe travels. I'm so glad you were with us tonight. Thanks for being with us. But some of the Christmas carols are in public domain, so I can sing one of those for sure. Do you have a request? I could do, yeah, I can't do anything that's like current. Because per, all the copyright stuff, I can't do it. But I could do like Silent Night or, like we could all sing a Christmas carol together, and that would be totally legit because those are in public domain. Please subscribe, Precious Dreams. Hey, Precious Dreams. What happens if you sing something copyrighted? It can be a problem for your account. Yep. And I don't want to cause any problems for my account because I want to be able to serve my audience well and continue to be in community together. So Harrison Zachary says, hi, hello, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Y'all want to do a Christmas carol before we log off? I love, because I'm a professional musician, December is a huge month for us. And we have like lots of concerts and rehearsals and special things. And so by the time we get to Christmas, like I've just been working so much. And so I love it that there's like 12 days of Christmas because I feel like, oh, there's still time for me to enjoy it. So if you're not familiar with that concept, you know that song, On the First Day of Christmas, My True Love Gave to Me. That's all about the fact that there's actually 12 days of Christmas. So December 25th is just the first day. So we're still in the Christmas season, which is fun. All right, y'all. Since it's time for most of us to wind down for the evening, I will end with Silent Night, which is a beautiful Christmas carol. I'm sure a lot of you know it. And sing with me. If you know it, I'd love for you to sing with me. We're a little bit warmed up, right? Because we did a little vocal cool down at the end. All right, let's see if I can sing it this late at night. We'll start right up. I think that pitch will work for us. So let's start on that pitch together, ready, and silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. It was just great to be together. And I'll talk to you soon.